In this live self-defense training video, I want you to discover how to hit someone with a stick for self-defense using your self-defense walking stick, or in this case, the Martial Arts Joe. It's about 54 inches. There's a link below if you want to see what the actual dimensions are. It's that first link. But you're going to start with your hand in the middle of your walking stick. You can have any kind of walking stick, a trekking pole, or you can be using a medium martial arts staff like this Japanese Joe. You're going to turn it from side to side. That's for a proper warm-up. I want you to always warm up to stay safe from injury. Then you're going to put it in the other hand and do the same thing on this side. You're going to be able to fight ambidextrously. I want you to use both hands the same. You're going to go side to side for about 30 seconds. Pull your stomach up and in, drop your chin. Then you're going to go from one side over to the other side. Hello, Texan Rider. It's good to see you. You're going from one side to the other. Just got in from teaching outside all day today. It's about 100 degrees. I think I lost about 10 pounds of sweat. It's a good feeling to be out in the sun and working hard all day. So you're going side to side. Just get used to this idea of coming with the hands together. Hello, Robin. Hello, Patrick. And then I want you to do one more spin for your warm-up. And this is a spin that you're going to use to hit somebody in self-defense. It comes up and across the body. It's very fast, it's very effective, it's very powerful, but you're going to accomplish this. Put it in your right hand, put your right foot in front of your left, and you're going to turn your hand over and down like you're making a punch. Hello, Steven, it's good to see you. You're coming in and dropping, and then you're going to pull with your thumb back to the original side. So you're going to pull back to this side. So you're going to go down and back, down and back. And again, you're practicing this basic spinning strike so that you can stop somebody from hurting you using your walking stick. When you learn how to hit somebody with your walking stick for self-defense, you want to have fast, powerful moves. This is a really good way to get started. Your stomach's up and in, drop your chin, always keep your other hand up. You're just simply carving a sideways figure eight or an infinity sign. To get more speed, squeeze your abs, turn your hips and your shoulders a little bit as you come forward. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Do that from 30 seconds to about 2 minutes. Put it into the other hand. That's your left hand, your left foot's forward. And again, it's like you're pushing forward, your thumb goes down. That's one half of the strike. This is the other half. You can hit them here. You can come back and hit them on the other side. So you're coming from side to side. This is also a nice deflecting strike, almost like a blocking motion. But I want you to do this for your warm-up. Now, let's talk about how to hit somebody with a stick for self-defense using your walking stick for self-defense. And the first thing I'm going to have you do is put it in your right hand, put your left foot forward, get your right hand up. Just like you're saying, stop, he's getting too close. You tell him, verbal command, back up, I will defend myself. And then the first motion is just like a punch. Just like you're punching with your right hand. Your thumb is going to lead as you shove this hard piece of hickory right into his nose or his teeth or his throat for self-defense. Maybe into the solar plexus, maybe a little bit lower between the belly button and the private spot. Just coming straight in. To get more power, extend your arm, turn your shoulders and hips. And finally, if you really want a lot of power, accelerate your strike by taking a step with that front foot. When you step and strike, you're going to add a lot more power. The whole weight of your body is coming forward in the tip of that staff or that walking stick for self-defense. So from here, just practice that motion. Do it with the arm first, and then start to get more shoulders and hips in, get better reach, better power, and then add that stepping motion. Stepping motion. Bring it in. The second thing you're going to do is as you're coming forward here, you're going to do that turning over of your hand, turning over the hand to execute that snapping or spinning strike so that the long side of your staff or your walking stick comes up along the side of his head for self-defense. You want to turn off his operating system. Knock him unconscious if you can for self-defense. When you learn how to hit somebody with a stick for self-defense, using your walking stick for self-defense, the sooner you can stop the fight, the better for self-defense. So you're coming forward with that spin, pushing, and that's your second strike. Your third strike, I want you to answer your phone. The hand that's holding it is going to come to the ear, and you're going to bring it in here and thrust. So from here to thrust. 1, 2, That thrusting motion is just an extension of your front arm. Your front elbow extends all the way. The back arm is coming forward, not all the way, but forward. As you do that, to generate more power, take that step. You can see it takes a little bit of a step to generate a lot of power. You're gonna make a lot of power when you take a little step. So answer the phone and thrust. From here, thrust. Step and thrust. First one, push. Second one, turn. Third one, answer the phone and thrust with 2 hands. And then finally, you're gonna pull this back. Your back hand comes back. Your front hand is going to then close on the end, and you're gonna come over your head and slide down straight over the head, almost like a sword strike, finishing with your hands apart and not together. So you wanna have them a little bit apart. That's gonna give you more control when you learn how to hit somebody with a stick for self-defense using your self-defense walking stick. Answer the phone, thrust, pull, and strike. This motion, as you come forward, you're pulling the weight with your left hand. You're pulling down on the strike. That's gonna make it very fast. Your right hand will control the direction. You can bring it to the angle, you can bring it down to the knee if you need to, or into the ribs, or to the side of the head, or straight down on top. That's the function of your front hand or your right hand. Your left hand's pulling, the right hand is guiding it. Then you're also going to accelerate the strike by pushing it at the same time. So you see your hand is sliding along the staff. You can see the cuts right there. See how my hand is moving straight down there. And that's gonna accelerate striking extremely hard as you come forward. And remember, I almost brought the hands all the way together, but try to keep the hands apart a little bit so that you don't create the pivot point and over rotate. The worst thing that you can do is miss and then you're wide open. If you bring it to here and you miss, you're still fighting behind your walking stick. When you fight with sticks for self-defense, you want to fight from behind the stick. Now, from here, thrust is 1, turning is 2, answer the phone, thrust is 3, slide, and strike. Then I want you to bring your elbow up, almost like you're gonna do an old school uppercut back before you know how to do the proper uppercut. We always thought it was just this, right? It comes up this way. So you're gonna lift, and that's gonna bring this up in between the legs. Now, I hear the comment from time to time that you make. It's a very valid comment. Don't go for the groin strike. He might be turning. He might have different width legs, or whatever it is. He might be turned to this, hard to hit. Don't worry if you hit him or not. You're going to snap this up and bring this up fast between him, yourself, and the threat, right? He might be throwing a punch. You can hit the arm. He might have a knife. You can smash the knife or smash the arm. You might miss his groin and bust him up under his chin and knock his teeth straight down his throat for self-defense. That would be okay. And then when you're in that position, the other hand is on it, and then you have your thrusting strike. You have this strike. So don't be afraid to try to hit him with that. And if you miss him, get the other hand in there, control it, and continue to fight. Fight's not over until you win. But the basic principle is take some action, right? Move your stick between you and the threat, hit him as hard and as fast as you can, thrust, pull, strike. Now I want to talk about what happens if he grabs and he tries to pull it out of your hand, hit you with your own stick. If you're holding your staff on one side and he's holding it on the other side, and your arms are out here, away from your body, you're going to get into a tug of war, tugging motion. And he's gonna rip it out of your hands. If he's stronger, faster, more explosive, has more adrenaline, it's true, that's gonna happen. Unless you also tuck your hand against your body. You're gonna anchor your back hand against your body, and then when he pulls, he's now gonna be pulling against the weight of your body. His arms might be stronger than your arms. His arms are not stronger than your whole body, no matter how big you are, unless you're a tiny, tiny little kid, right? But for the most part, most of you, you'll be able to stop him ripping it out of your hands simply by anchoring it to the body. Now, you're not gonna stay that way, because eventually he might be able to take it from you or hit you and take it from you. So I want you to then make a circle. Circling motion with that front hand again. And circling with this first hand. Hello, G. Carlton, it's good to see you. G. Carlton says he's been seeing all these random attacks lately. G. Carlton, it drives me insane. It's so upsetting and frustrating. I'm seeing probably a lot of the same news stories that all of you are. about these innocent men and women in their 70s, 80s, 90s, at all ages, right? Becoming victims of violent thugs on the streets. From here, you're gonna twist. It's not right, and we should be able to defend ourselves. We shouldn't have to, right? Society should protect us, but since it's not trained to be your own first responder, that's why we're here. You're gonna lock it here and turn. And then you can turn the other way. Turn one way, turn the other way. When you make that turning motion, keep that back hand anchored to your body and turn with your body. So turn with your shoulders and hips. Now you're becoming stronger and stronger because you're recruiting more of the muscle, more of the body into the motion. So he's just trying to pull with his hands. You're turning with your whole body, and what's gonna happen is his arms are gonna come back this way, or they're gonna come under this way, depending on which way you turn. In fact, it's important for you to practice going one way and then switching back the other way. Because if you start to turn this way and he's going like this, he might resist and push. But then you go with that motion, and then all of a sudden you whip it here, and it rips either out of his hand or it knocks him to the ground, or it puts him in a very compromised position where you then step and thrust and shove that thing through his face for self-defense, or knock his hands off, or push to the ground, and his hands are gonna come down, and you're gonna either snap his wrists or he's going to let go. Hello, Garen, it's good to see you. So again, you're holding this here, he takes the other side, all of a sudden you're in a tug of war with a thug. You're gonna anchor it against your body, turn and drop, or turn the other way and drop, and then step in with the foot as you thrust, moving him back and off of your staff. And we'll go over more of that later when we have a partner here to drill with, to work with. Now, the last thing that we talked about in this training episode is bringing it up in this position. Someone's throwing a punch. I want you to lift this and knock his hand off the center line. Open him up. Expose the ribs, expose the neck, expose his face by doing this blocking motion. So you're here, he's here, here's the threat. I'm gonna lift. As you lift, I want you to try to step to the side. I want you to practice stepping. When it's in your right hand and your right leg is back, step to the right at an angle. Then put it in your left hand. Put your left foot behind your body, step to the left at an angle. Practice going one side and then going to the other side. You're kind of going back in a J shape from one side to the other side, getting yourself out of the way of the attack. The attack's coming straight into you. You're gonna step off the angle, and then from here, you can thrust, or you can strike. You can go down and sweep the leg. Let me show you one of my favorite moves. It comes from that first movie with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. They just remade it. Not a very good remake, but I'm not a movie critic. Was Coming to America. And the bad guy comes in, he's got the shotgun, and the character played by Eddie Murphy unscrews the mop handle, which is about exactly the same length as a walking stick. And he goes up and he tells him, don't mess with these people. They're trying to enjoy their lunch. They're in the restaurant. And the guy's screaming and yelling bad words. I'm gonna blow your head off, that kind of stuff. And Eddie Murphy takes his stick and he lifts it straight up. And as he does, he knocks the guy's shotgun up, and he does a sweeping motion and comes down and takes his leg. Yeah, Coming to America, Texan writer says. Go watch that movie or watch that clip. You can just watch, I'm a clip watcher. Go watch the clip on YouTube, the Eddie Murphy Coming to America mop handle scene. And you can see, it's just, and it's a movie move, right? But it's a real move, it's based on a real move. If you step off to the angle at the same time, you get more of an advantage. You're out of his line of sight. You have the advantage to sweep whatever's in his hand out of there, or knock his arms off line and then come down, striking into the lower leg and knock him off of his feet. If you don't knock him off of his feet, switch into a hard, powerful strike here. One of my favorite things is knock him out, knock him unconscious for self-defense. If you can defend yourself, if you have the opportunity to, then do whatever it takes to defend yourself. You guys have been awesome. I wanted to remake this one real quick. The last one was all messed up somehow the way it was uploaded. I don't know. But you guys have been awesome. I'll see you in just a little bit. Thank you very much.